Dave made this beat.
Welcome to Say Like a Champ, episode 270. It's your boy A-Dub.
And boys, Trizzy, welcome back, Slack fam.
Welcome back. Another week in sports, another week of Say Like a Champ. And we already got some slackers in the building. We want to welcome everyone along. And also, as always, encourage you guys to be part of the show. Like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Share with a friend. You know what it is. Whether you're watching live, listening on the audio feeds, or just watching on YouTube later, we thank you for your support. We see the numbers and we appreciate it. So we got Unc, we got Kelly, we got moms and pops in the building. What's good? All right, so let's start with a little check-in, Strizzy. How you feeling today? I see you got some more posters up. What's good with that, man? Talk to us.
Oh, another mess. Actually, it's just been, I've had them like for a long time. I think I got both of them from two different cons that I went to, and just trying to like mess with my office a little bit.
That's what's up. Yes, definitely.
Excuse me.
I've been wanting to actually rearrange some stuff and get me a nice little setup, because my setup is feeling a little bit cluttered, man. It's been like that for a little bit, so I need to refresh it, man. But I like that. That's what's up.
For sure.
Yeah, and I wanted to ask too, how are things going with your other YouTube channel, your Straw Hat Strizzy channel?
Oh, it was going legit, man. The views considering the subscriber count have been phenomenal. I've been trying to post literally every day for it. Just did a long form video today. Kind of finished some editing. I need to figure out I need to find some like YouTube non-licensed music to use for the videos.
Oh yeah.
But we'll see. I think YouTube app or the website, like on my desktop, I think actually has music you can use, but I always upload from my phone, so I just gotta upload to the desktop, see if I like some stuff. If not, just figure something out. But it's actually been going really, really good.
That's what's up. I definitely wanted to bring some attention to that, man, and commend you for what you're doing over there. I'm trying to get my YouTube back going, but I want everybody to know, all of our slackers, they support us so much, that Strizzy does have a new YouTube channel going too, so go check that out if you have a chance. And that's what's up. And I also do have some music you might be able to use, so I have some license-free music. I'll have to hook you up where I get some of that stuff from. So that's what's up. All right. Well, that without further ado, I think we'll get into some of our topics. We got some NFL things to touch on, but obviously we want to talk a little bit World Series as well, with that game in progress. So we'll give an update on that as well in a little bit. But for now, let's go ahead and jump into our first topic of the night. What's up next?
Oh, let's check it out, man, real quick.
Tune to NFL Talk.
Let's get it.
All right, NFL Talk. This was a pretty cool week. There was a lot of surprising things, and I feel like this is the time in the season where you see teams that are like 2-5, competing and taking to the wire and upsetting teams that are 5-2. This is that time when, people are starting to get injured, but also people are starting to slow down a little bit and get figured out because what's been on tape so far. So I really thought it was an exciting week of football. There is a little bit of news to get to, but before we get to that, I wanted to ask you if there was any kind of games that stood out to you or that you wanted to touch on for this week's NFL.
Man, I'm trying to think. What were some really good ones? I mean, obviously we got to talk about the Hail Mary. The Hail Mary, and then the lackadaisical, defense, and he only was taunting the crowd. That's why I'm surprised he still got a job.
Right.
I was taking a private plane home. I ain't trying to be out, not trying to get called out by nobody on the plane ride home. You know what I'm saying? So just the Commanders and the Bears game, that was crazy. Low scoring, defensive. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The whole way. But then the tight end touchdowns, man. A lot of tickets. I hit a couple of tickets this weekend because of tight ends. But like almost every tight end in like every game scored. It was crazy.
Yeah, I know, and it's funny that they created this made up tight end holiday.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like it's cool, to kind of give the tight ends a little bit of credit like that. So that's what's up. Oh, beaming in. What's good, Marcus?
What up?
Oh, my bad, man. I didn't know I thought I was in the background. Sorry about that.
No, you're good.
Oh yeah, it's all good. It just wanted you to go right into the show, man. What's good? How you feeling?
I'm doing good, but I give my apologies, man. But yeah, I'm just on the road, man. One of them days today, so.
I got you. No, we feel it, man. We know you're a very hardworking man. You're always busy, but we appreciate you checking in with us for sure. We were just talking about some of the results this week, the Hail Mary in the Commanders game, and Kelly commented that was wild Hail Mary for sure. I think that game should have definitely been over the way the Bears played the couple plays before that. And the fact that the ball didn't even reach the end zone, you know what I'm saying? It still got swatted into the end zone. But it's always like that, man. And it's always so funny that every once in a while it comes up. Everybody knows you got to knock it down. But that one, it just got tipped up, and that was crazy.
Yeah, it hurt because the divisional game was we could have used them losing that game there, and then it was ex-Cowboy who caught the ball too. So
I know. Dan Quinn stole a lot of ex-Cowboys. When I saw him pop up, Noah Brown, I'm like, oh, man, that's crazy. But, yeah, definitely I was hoping that they would lose that game too, man. I was like, dang. And they should have lost that game. But the only thing for me is, like, it's cool because it adds to, like, the legend of Jaden Daniels. But at the same time, like, he didn't really play well. And that's such a, like, fluke play. Like, he didn't really plan for that. But
that really had nothing to do with him. Like, I get it. It's the luck of the throw, honestly. But, yeah, he didn't have the best game that week. It was a defensive game on both sides, which is crazy because the Commanders' defense has progressively gotten better, but they started off super slow.
Yeah.
But I imagine, Dan Quinn as your head coach, your defense is going to get better gradually on. And that defense has a lot of new faces. They took, players from the Cowboys. They took, I think, 2 or 3 players from the Panthers defense, which was 4th in the league last year. And so they got Chin and Frankie Louvu from those guys too. So he's got some players out there that got to get it together, figure it out.
Yeah, absolutely. And they will. They're looking tough. And that win might help them down the line too. That might make the difference for some different things with playoff seeding or whatever. So that was pretty crazy. Definitely. Also for me, I mean, Patriots Jets. I love to see the Jets go down. That was super gangster, and they're still obviously struggling. But also the Patriots, just kind of that familiar opponent and stepping up. That was cool. Yeah. But the bigger surprising upset to me, the Browns Ravens. Yeah. Talk to me a little bit about that, Strizzy. What happened to, your little side piece Ravens in that one?
Dude, it's funny. I called it, man. I felt bad because I was like, I've been calling for Jameis Winston to get the start since like week 2. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like get this man to start. Unfortunately, it happened against my Ravens. But I think the biggest thing right now for the Ravens is the offense looks so good, but the defense looks complete opposite, right? Last year, they're like number 1 in the league. And this year's complete opposite. They have like one of the worst defenses in the league this year. Defensive coordinator, or I don't. Every week it's excuse after excuse on why miscommunications. Like this team has been playing together for the last like 3 years. There shouldn't be any miscommunications. You know what I'm saying? Right. It's a bunch. It's the same thing every single week. I really think we can talk about the kind of the segue too with Diontae Johnson, but. I think what they really, really needed was a pass rusher and a really good one. If I'm the Ravens, I'm going all in on, say, Max Crosby and giving the Raiders whatever they want because right now the Ravens are in win now mode. They're not going to have an early first round pick for any reason.
Right.
So you can get a guy like Max Crosby on your team who's going to help you win like right now, kind of the way the Rams did with some players when they won their Super Bowl. I think that's the right thing to go. But right now they're suffering defensively, and as good as they've looked these last couple of weeks, it's hard to take them seriously as a real contender when like that defense is that bad. So they'll skate by during the regular season, but come playoff time, they're going to need that defense to shape up.
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah, Diontae Johnson being traded was one of the news items for this week, which is pretty cool. It should help them, but like you said, they might not be exactly what they need to the Ravens.
What? From the dude from the Steelers?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
for
he went from the
Panthers, yeah.
Steelers to the Panthers, and then now the Panthers to the Raiders. So he's been traded twice in the past, basically 4 months now.
Yeah,
Wow.
not even a year.
Yeah, so that'll be interesting. Yeah, they will get more weapons, but kind of like you said, Strizzy, like that might not be where they need the help, but still it's going to make them stronger, you know?
Yeah. The wide receiver room definitely got better. You know what I mean? And I think you can arguably say this is Lamar's best season as a passer from a yardage standpoint. I think he's averaging like 270-something yards, 279 yards. So
Yeah.
300 yards as a passer, which is a lot considering they've always been a run-first team and considering what Derrick Henry's been doing. So offensively, the Ravens have been one of the best in the league. They might be the best offensive team in the league right now. But
Behind the Lions, I think.
yeah, especially after the splash. But I want to talk about the Lions game too because there's a stat there that's freaking crazy. But yeah, man, they offenses look so good, but the defenses look the complete opposite. So yeah, they got to fix some of those things.
Yeah, for sure. The other interesting move this week, and I want to get to some comments, but Anthony Richardson for the Colts being benched now. They're going to Joe Flacco. Interesting thing that happened in the game on Sunday. You know, he had a couple scrambles in a row and actually asked out of the game. I think it was third down, asked out of the game as, you know, the starting quarterback, which is just usually never seen. And when asked about it, they were like, "Were you hurt? Were you nicked up?" And he was like, "No, I was just tired. I just needed a break. I just needed a breather real quick," which as a starting quarterback, and, you know, this is year 2, he's been injured a lot, but it's like, that's kind of unheard of. I definitely think that had something to do with the benching, even though they said that wasn't going to necessarily be part of it, but they were just evaluating everything. But have we seen anything really like that before? And especially Marcus, I wanted to get your reaction on like what you thought about that situation.
I saw on IG he was on a Michael Parsons podcast. They were talking about him and somewhere else to talk about him. But I thought he did something good this weekend. I didn't even know that even happened. So, dang, that's kind of strange. And I just hearing it from you just now, it has to be more to that. I don't think a person would just say because he's tired. I feel like something happening. You know, I always say behind the scenes we don't know what's going on. And I really feel like something behind the scenes we're gonna find out later on because he's a pro athlete. He's been playing all his life. He was doing good for them too. So I think it has to be more to that story than him just saying he was tired. They took him out, and then he get benched by Flacco this week. They don't sound right. So hopefully we hear something much about that. And you just they got to be your next quarterback. Flacco's old, so I don't know what happened with that, but hopefully we hear something else.
Yeah, most definitely. And I do want to welcome Ant to the show real quick. He said he's commuting home, but he had the little slapping face palm. And Hunk said Richardson quit. Pop said the freaking coach should have had him hand off the next play so you can catch your breath. And exactly, I think they ended up having a hand off the next play anyways. Yeah. But it's like weird. It's like even if you say like, okay, I need a breath, like that just means like, okay, you do need to hand off. But as a quarterback, you really just don't come out of the game.
No.
Strizzy, what were your thoughts on that one?
Pretty much everything everyone's saying in the chat. You know what I mean? It's kind of crazy because, you know, dude's getting beat up, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, a couple of years ago, the Colts had one of the best offensive lines in the league, and lately he's just been getting, you know, torched and just beat up. But I really think, as much as I think as the ceiling is really high for Anthony Richardson, I think he's going to need a special offensive coordinator. I think if they want to get the most out of him, you know what I mean? If they want to try to get kind of a Lamar Jackson type of, you know, career out of him, he's going to need a special OC, someone who's going to come in there and not only call the right plays for him, but also kind of help him develop to his skill set. You know what I mean? So yeah. But really, really weird. I don't think I've ever seen that happen. Like most of the time, you're doing everything you can to not give your job up. You know what I'm saying? Like so, right. You know what I mean? Something like that happens. Sometimes it kind of gives the coach a reason to, you know, to bench you or to go with the other guy, especially when the other guy was having some success when you were out. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. That's weird for me. I've never seen nothing like that before.
Yeah, absolutely. I will want to see like where this goes, but Joe Flacco for at least this week. But they said that they're not giving up on him as a franchise quarterback, so maybe he just needs time to mature and to figure things out. But yeah, definitely. I was like, man, they try to say, oh, the benching doesn't, you know, we're going to evaluate everything and we're evaluating anyways. But I'm like, that has to have something to do with that being, you know, happening this weekend. Like, there's no way.
Yeah, think of some things too, like Michael Pittman. He's been absolutely rendered useless. When Anthony Richardson been quarterback, and he's actually had some pretty okay games when Flacco's been in there as the more traditional passer. So, you got your guy who's supposed to be your number one receiver on that team. You know what I mean? And he's been, absent. You know what I'm saying? Like from last year to this year. So
true, and even Josh Downs too. I have him in fantasy, and the reason I've noticed that is when Flacco's in, he does great, and when Richardson's in, he doesn't get catches and yards, which is pretty crazy. So
I ain't started Pittman. I have Pittman in one. I ain't started him all year.
Yeah,
like
it's so weird. But no, I think that was a definitely a interesting thing. Strizzy, I know you said you wanted to mention the Lions game. The Lions completely crushing the Titans. Like it was 52 to something.
Yeah, 52 to like 14 or something like that, I think.
Yeah.
But I think the Lions put up 52 points, and I think Goff had 3 touchdowns, but he only had like 85 passing yards. Like
that's crazy.
Yeah, that's insane. 52 points, 3 passing touchdowns, and only 85 passing yards, something like that. Which, it was just an insane beatdown. The Lions can beat you in every which way. And the defense ain't too shabby either, even without, Christian Aiden being out. So, man, NFC, I'm trying to think. I think they look the best right now. I think right now it's going through the Lions as of right now, week 8.
Yeah.
Man, they look dangerous.
Yeah, I have the Lions as the best team, in my opinion, on the NFC side as well, just because they're the most complete team. Yeah. The Vikings dropping another game after being undefeated. Now they've lost 2 in a row to the Rams. That was a pretty interesting one on Thursday, but quick turnaround for them, and they're dealing with some injuries too. They did acquire a left tackle, so we'll see if they can bounce back a little bit. I kind of want to end NFL talk here. Unc said, will Mike McCarthy last the entire season? That's the question. 49ers, Cowboys, which the Cowboys made it interesting late, which is what they've had a tendency to do this year. When teams kind of go into a different switch up mode, they'll catch back up because they do have an offense that can throw the ball and can score relatively quickly, especially when teams are like not pressing them, right? Mm-hmm. But the defense looked rough in the first half. Dak had his interceptions again, especially in the red zone area again. So I just don't know exactly what's going to be different about this team, but it's pretty rough when basically your field goal kicker is your most reliable, like best offensive talent right now. I don't know. I know, Marcus, you're on the outside looking in. But what was your thoughts about the game? Even though it was, because it was 30-24, right? But at the same time, it wasn't.
Yeah, that wasn't the actual outcome of the game. Like I said, they came at the end. I think they knew the 49ers knew the game was over, so they kind of laid off a little bit. So, I like I said, I'm not on the bandwagon. I'm suspending myself this year, but deep down, you still want the Cowboys to do. You know what I'm saying? That's your team, but I just feel they have to keep losing these games they're supposed to win to get him out of there. I think if Mike McCarthy gets fired this year, I'm back on there. I know Pops don't agree with that, but I don't like how we did things. I don't like how we didn't get Derrick Henry. I don't like how we didn't get Stephon Diggs or Saquon Barkley, and we kept Mike McCarthy. Like, that's weird. You know what I'm saying? So until that happens, some change happen, I'm gonna be laughing at him because it's just we know what it's gonna be. There's no improvement. There's no way we gonna go to the Super Bowl or playoffs with this team. There's no way you can do it, and you got a chance to even do it. You look at Cowboys, the most money a franchise has. You can go get anybody if you want to. If you really want to do it, you can go do it.
Figure it out.
That's why I'm so frustrated. If I'm like a Dolphins fan or like a team like Chicago, they're trying the best they can do. You know what I'm saying? Whoever they get, they're trying to do the best they can. We can go do better than that. And we don't even try to do that. Why? There's no reason why. So I'm laughing at them. They keep losing. So it happens. So.
Yeah, no, I feel it. Anthony Weston said they may have to trade Parson for assets, and we've mentioned that earlier in the year. But I think, I definitely want to give a shout out to Grace. I think she summed it up the best the other day when we were watching the game, and I was like, man, it's just the same thing again. And she's like, they were actually showing Jerry Jones, and I was like, dang, dude, like, come on, man. Like, you don't got a lot of time left. You got to make this happen. What's going on? And Grace just summed it up like it's because they haven't fired that guy yet, like, and because they just switched from Jerry Jones to Mike McCarthy's face. It's like it is the same with him. I think he's just outrun his course, but to answer Unk's question, will he last the entire season? Yes, because Jerry Jones is not going to fire somebody in the middle of the season. That's just not his style. So he's going to last the season, but will he last the offseason will be the bigger question. And he's on the last year of his contract, so he's kind of a lame duck coach anyway. So I think there will be a change there, but not right now. Pop says, I don't care who the coach is. We need to win. Jerry and I clocks are ticking. Not your clock isn't ticking, Pop.
Yeah, Pop, you got
Jerry
some time.
Jerry says. But yeah, we definitely do need at least one more ring. Strizzy, as a team that your team's kind of going through it too, but obviously doesn't get that same attention, right? Like,
man, we going through it way worse than y'all are. I think you know what the problem is though. The expectation for us is what it's supposed to be, and I think your guys' expectation is not. And it's like, I know we keep talking about like it's gonna. McCarthy definitely messed up too because I think you guys were down 17 going into the fourth quarter, and y'all were running the ball still. I mean, like,
right?
I get it. You can't throw on every down, but like y'all were still just like running the ball down 17 in the fourth. It's like, no, y'all need to like move the ball a little more, and y'all don't really have the running game to really like
worst running game in the league. Like,
right? Like if you guys have the Lions running backs, like you never abandon it because at any given time, either one of those guys can go off, right? But so that was a big like what is McCarthy doing there? And then the final drive, the play calling for the final drive was really bad. I know Dak, I think on the first play, damn near threw the interception right to like 249ers.
Almost ended the game. Yeah,
almost gave it away on the very first play. But then you also have what's the other receiver's name on the other side from CD's running what's it called? But Turpin?
Oh, Turpin, yeah, who's really a punt returner.
Yeah, exactly. So he drops that. That was a dime, dog.
That was gonna be a tough catch, but dang, like that changes the game.
You, as a receiver, man, you got to have that. That's over the shoulder. It wasn't tipped. It fell into his hands, and he just dropped it. Like you got to have that one. So like I kind of felt for Dak on that play, but like I don't know. Anytime they pan to Dak's face, like when it's winning time or you got that final drop, it looks like y'all already lost. Like he doesn't have that like, all right, let's do this. Let's go game time. He's not dapping up his offensive line. Like his face to me is always just like, damn, they gonna drill me on they gonna drill me on Monday. I gotta go in here and try to win this game. And if I don't, they gonna kill me tomorrow. Like his face just has loser in it already. You know what I mean? It's not even over yet. It does, dog. Anytime it passes,
I think I get it, but I think loser a little bit hard. I think his face has pressure on it. I think his face is like, do this, like, and I don't got what I need type of thing. And I do it. It doesn't have that belief. It doesn't have that.
That's what it is. He doesn't have that belief, right? Like, you look at some guys that are just like, they just have that natural like
they want that situation.
Exactly.
They're like, okay, this is what I'm built for.
It's like if there's any time on the clock and we need a score, it's a wrap for y'all. You know what I mean? Right. That's their mindset. I feel like Dak doesn't have that mindset. Or like you said, it's like that. I don't have what I need to do this, right? Like I can't rely on my running backs. I got one
circle CD crazy.
Exactly.
I got a punt returner from the XFL that they turned into our second wide receiver.
Exactly.
I mean, so
exactly. So it's rough. I feel for him, but like sometimes I'm just like, dang, like y'all ain't doing yourselves no favors as a whole. Like, like I don't know, man. Like like Kel said, like he did. He looked like he said, it's the pressure, man. Like they just know like he's gonna get grilled on Monday if he doesn't win this game. Yeah, so, I don't know.
I do agree with Pop saying on there too about you gotta get one more ring, but it's like they're not even trying though. Like I said, the Eagles made moves. You know what I'm saying? Our division, like different other teams made moves, and we don't make moves like that no more. Yeah. It's the last time we made a good move, like a trade like that, was a Mark Cooper, which I don't want to count his, but I think before him was like T.O. You know what I'm saying? Get somebody like that, and then before that it was Dion. But like I don't know why Jerry don't just. You did it before, like make these moves and try to make things happen, but I don't know. That's a part of me of a fan this year. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to be supporting them and stressing out because as a true Cowboy fan, we be the next day we don't want to talk to nobody. We don't want to talk on the phone with nobody. We don't want to look on social media. It's just because we don't get attacked, and they don't care about that kind of stuff like that. So so this year we didn't even try. If we got Henry and maybe Diggs or something like that, and
Yeah.
we trying, you know what I'm saying? I can see that, but we're not even trying to be good. We paid Dak and CD, but you could have went out there and got some other pieces, but we didn't try. We got no running back. Like,
Yeah.
that's weird.
Yeah, not even a little bit. Like, and then bringing Zeke back, that wasn't the answer.
Well, they play, and then Dalvin Cook. They thought he was gonna be like an ace ace in the sleeve type of thing. He came out and had like 6 carries for 2 yards or something like that. So
yeah,
it's just I don't know. But Anthony Weston says he has what he needs. Patrick was down. Wide receivers number 1, 2, 3. Yeah, but Patrick Mahomes has doesn't have Mike McCarthy as a coach. You know what I'm saying? He's
and
got
he's got
Andy Reid.
Spags on
So
the defense.
that's a little bit different. But I get what he's saying though.
Yeah.
They got Hunt off the couch. Why didn't they try? You know, they keep saying they think they have the solutions they need right there.
Yeah.
Mom says Dak lacks confidence and it impacts the team. Oh man, I hate to see it.
I agree with that too. As the non-Cowboy fan looking in, like I agree with that man. I've never seen it. I don't know.
We need to go get Leonard Fournette or go get Todd Gurley or something. They better than what we got, man.
Anybody, Leonard Fournette, I would take it. I do want to welcome Grace to the show. Happy Tuesday, and she got the pumpkin on there.
What's up, Grace?
Halloween is coming. Are y'all guys ready? Are you guys gonna be dressing up on Thursday? Mark, because I know you don't really get down like that.
I might. But yeah, I'll talk to you soon too. So I know we talked about possibly getting together for that. So we'll see if y'all are still doing something or whatever.
You got plenty of anime costumes, so you got to come through with something.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You got something out there. But Anthony Weston says Mr. T. That would be a good one for sure. Unk says I wouldn't be surprised if they traded Dak after another disappointing year, but I feel like they're already attached to him. They're like, this is our guy, you know.
Paid him this year. I can imagine them going a different direction. But I do agree with Marcus though.
Pop says he's the quarterback for America's team, criticized more than any other quarterback, highest paid ever. He is under immense pressure. For sure, it's showing.
Yeah.
But Strizzy, what were you going to say real quick?
No, I was just say I do agree with Marcus though. I feel like a couple of guys they could have gone after for a discount. Because I truly believe that both Diggs and Henry would have loved to play there for him. And I know it's easy to say they would have been for a discount because we're not in those discussion rooms. But Diggs, I know for a fact he would have loved to be on the same team with his brother. That's for sure. And Derrick Henry's from Texas, so it's hard for me to believe that. Like Derrick Henry said, I was always supposed to be a Raven, but I think deep down, I think he wanted to be a Cowboy, but they just didn't go after him. Or at least
they're both glad now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure. And then Diggs obviously tears his ACL, so he's out for the season, which sucks. But he was actually having a really, really good season for the Texans. As say their second, wide receiver was Nico Collins, was playing so well.
Yeah.
But it's like, but you can't, you can't foresee these things, you know what I mean? So there's no way to know he was going to tear his ACL, halfway through the season.
Yeah.
And still he probably should have, still been gone after, or at least sought after. So
right. No, I agree. Do something, It's almost like they've just, they've relied on their drafting so well and they've hit a couple guys in the draft to where they're like, oh, okay, we can just keep growing these guys and we can just keep finding who we need. But like sometimes you got to go make that splash. And every time we've won in the past, and every time we've made that real serious run in contention, is because we went and got somebody. It's because we went and got somebody a little bit crazy, you know what I'm saying, or a little bit over the top, or a little bit something to kind of change up what was going on. So I think that we do need that.
Bro, we just gave up Deontay Johnson for a 5th-round pick and paid for the majority of his salary, and we gave them our 6th-round pick. So we like they got Deontay Johnson and our 6th round for just their 5th round, and we paid for it. So you telling me like Dallas couldn't offer a 5th round?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and the thing about the Cowboys, I know Pops can contest to this. We have too many nice guys on our team. We don't have nobody that's gonna ruffle some feathers, that's gonna listen, maybe get a nice late hit later on. Saying like a Russell Marion, like a Leon Lett. We have too many. Everybody's nice. Everybody, even Michael Parsons, he's a good guy. He's doing podcasts and all that. So I just think we need one of those guys that's gonna be rough and kind of do something out of the ordinary. You know what I'm saying? Get us going. But we got too many nice guys. So until we get someone like that, we're gonna always be soft.
Yeah,
I feel it. That's true. I agree with that too.
But Unc reminds us, Cowboys still having a better season than the Jets. Then we can take that, I guess. That's Unc trying to put positivity for the Cowboys. Also want to welcome in Stephanie Washington to the show. What's good, Stephanie? Welcome in. And I think that's a perfect segue. I know Stephanie's been watching close to Dodgers. I did want to give an update and talk baseball real quick. Obviously, Freddie Freeman is locked in so far in this World Series. Dodgers up 3-0 in the series. But tonight, the Yankees actually fired back after going down 2-0 in the bottom of the first. They're actually up 5-2 right now in the bottom of the fourth. So trying to extend that a little bit. But I think this series is over. I think the Dodgers effectively have it. Coming back from 3-0 is really tough. But what do you, Strizzy, what do you think about the World Series so far?
Oh man, I'm loving it because obviously I'm going for the Dodgers. I'm one of the the staples of a Yankee hater. You know what I'm saying? So I've always been a Yankee hater, even though I know how big it is. For baseball, I mean, Dodgers versus Yankees doesn't get much bigger than this. But man, I thought it would be a much better series than this. Like Dodgers really got the number right now, being up 3-0 already. And I wouldn't be surprised if Yankees win today, and then the Dodgers go back to LA and then finish this off. I think so.
Only though they are doing a 2-3-2. So
2-3-2,
tonight
right.
And so games, which I really don't like that.
I feel like that.
I feel like but this time it really worked out because it is really to reduce the travel, and New York to LA is pretty far. So
it's far.
I guess
as far as you can get.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
But no, I think it's been really cool. Oh, I did forget something though, and I seen this in the comments earlier. I meant to pull it up, but actually we do have to give credit to Kelly for winning, and Pops actually said congratulations. But Kelly winning with her second 13 win week, so another Super Bowl square that way. But make sure you are playing along in the Yahoo, and we'll also be back on Thursday with our picks. But congratulations for Kelly, back-to-back weeks. So that's what's up. Stephanie Washington commenting on the format. She said, would be awesome to win at home, but we aren't going to 6. I agree. I think it does suck when it's like, especially when there's 3 games on the road after that. It's like it's kind of hard to it's kind of different when you don't win at home. But yeah, I think the Dodgers will make it back to LA.
2-2-1-1-1.
Yeah.
But
and that's how they do it in NBA, which you really need that,
Yeah. I thought it was really hilarious though. Ice Cube coming out, that was actually really, really dope. His presence is still fire, still out there. But then when the Yankees did it with Fat Joe, it was not the same.
It was not quite as hype,
It was not the same at all.
Yeah. Marcus, did you see either of those performances?
I seen it on Instagram. I seen it like that. Like I said, Cube is a bigger star than Fat Joe anyway. So
yeah, he was.
How that goes. But like I said, I'm definitely surprised by the series though. I thought it would be a better series going on with Judge and different ones, but yeah, it's a wrap. But it happens, Good for Magic Johnson.
Yeah, exactly. Good for them. Good for the Dodgers for sure because they won it. This will be the second one, yeah, because they did win it in 2020 in the shortened season. Okay. But before that, the last one was 88, so it's been a while for sure. But yeah, I think it is over. I think they needed like Jay-Z to come back after Ice Cube. You know what I'm saying? They needed somebody or 50 Cent or something like that. Fat Joe tried, man, because it is kind of tough to just go out there and be by yourself and stuff like that and try to hype it up, especially after Ice Cube was so lit. So Anthony, I'm gonna leave that one alone for sure. But yeah, they needed to come up with something a little bit more fire than that. It didn't get the job done for Game 3, but we'll see. It looks like they might extend the series tonight, so that's what's up. I did want to talk though. I wanted to round out the show a little bit with basketball talk though. What we've seen over the first week, Lakers starting out hot. It looks like JJ Redick might be onto a little something. He's got some little schematics and stuff. They lost a tough game to the Suns last night, but this is the first time that they started with 3 games. Started off 3-0 since a long time, since the 2000s, I think. So that was pretty cool. But yeah, anything you've seen so far in the NBA, Strizzy, that you wanted to kind of comment on over this first week of NBA action?
Really, with the Lakers, I like the way they look so far. AD finally looks like he's ready to take over the team now. I know it's early, and we don't know if that's going to carry on. But as of right now, like he looks like we all know he can play. You know what I'm saying? From jump. But I like what Redick has done so far in terms of getting more 3-point shots up, right? Like even I think it was the very first game of the season, they took a bunch of threes, didn't make them all, but it didn't matter because they were doing so well in other places, and had a big win on opening night for them. But I'm loving the philosophies that he's had so far, and he's basically like, I'm not okay with losing. Like they're 3-0, just lost their first game to the Phoenix Suns in Phoenix, and he wasn't cool with it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he was upset about it. So I love that. I love the mentality. And that brings a different culture to the locker room. Like, if your coach isn't okay with losing, then y'all shouldn't be either. And, you know what I mean? So I love that with him. Just saw another really, really bad injury yesterday, too. I think that was the that's not the Spurs game. What game was that? Did you see that somebody like broke their leg or something like that really bad, or dislocated their knee or something? It was bad. It was nasty.
Oh yeah, the Jazz.
Yeah, that's right.
Look it up. But they had to bring off the stretcher. They had to cart him off and everything.
Yeah, it looked really bad. It was nasty. One of those hard to look at type deals. So prayers up to him, man. Hopefully he gets back healthy. Probably out for the season, obviously. But yeah, I'm loving what I'm seeing so far from the Lakers. You know, that's tough for me to say. And Phoenix, the rookie that they drafted, I think that kid's good. Like, defensively, and he's knocking his threes down. Like, that kid's gonna be really, really nasty and pivotal for them later on. And then also too, the Bucks, like, they look even worse now than what they did last year, you know what I'm saying, under Doc Rivers. So I don't know, it's weird. I think Doc Rivers has a losing record with them, and the coach prior to them was 30-18. So
when they fired him, yeah, I know.
Yeah, man, I don't know. It's just whatever Doc's doing, it ain't working.
I think that's their karma for thinking they were just going to call him up off the bench and just, out of nowhere, and just think, oh, we can get this dude off the street and you can just come in and make it happen. It just doesn't really work like that. But yeah, they do look rough. Marcus, I wanted to ask you what you thought of the Bronny actually playing in that first game too, and your kind of reflections on the father-son thing.
I think the whole thing was cool. Like I said at the beginning of this, before the season started, them being together and showing it's gonna be a cool thing. But I always thought he was going to G League. You know what I'm saying? So that big of a night, him playing 3 minutes, I think he should have played more than that. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're gonna do it, do it. So to me, it looked kind of weird that he played that amount of short time. You know, it's the first game, but I guess they wanted to win the game. He's gonna be, I guess, I don't know. It was just, to me, it was kind of weird, but like, the overall thing was cool. But the world knows he's not that good of a player. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
He won't get any better. He's gonna retire when LeBron retires. They're gonna wait for Bryce to get in there and get that year in, and they all gonna retire together. So it just you can't get no better. People say you don't give him a chance to get better. He's not gonna get better. Like, we know basketball. We've been around a long time. We would want him to get better, but it's not gonna happen. So the 3 minute thing was kind of weird. I think he should have played a little bit more minutes. You know, maybe let him. I guess they didn't want to embarrass him. I guess because he ain't that
He
good.
wasn't ready. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but I don't, like I said, overall, the Griffeys being there and taking a picture with that was really, really cool to see that kind of stuff. And the overall, like I said, overall thing, LeBron getting his son to play with him is cool. But if we get real technical, it's kind of bad because he's not that good. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of hard. And you're not gonna see a great player, their kid gonna be good. It's not gonna happen. You got Steph
it's
Curry.
usually
He's
one of the
way better
others.
than his dad. He was better than his dad, so that didn't work out. But the only thing that I was talking today, it's gonna be one player that's gonna be that their dad was good. They're gonna be probably good, or about the same too. Is Gilbert Arenas' son. I think he's gonna be a decent player. He's gonna be better than Bronny. He's gonna be better than Dwayne Wade's son.
Yeah,
And he's gonna be better than Carmelo's son too. So I think he's gonna be nice and a good player.
Yeah, that is kind of how it goes, like, back, through history, right? Where it's like either the dad is a baller and the son's all right, or the dad's all right and the son's a baller, So it's like you very hard to get two at the same time. But I kind of agree with you as far as the 3 minutes. It was kind of performative, but they knew what they were doing. They're like, we want to do this, we want to make sure we have this moment. They ran the play for him, which sucks that he bricked the three, because that would have been perfect. His dad getting him the assist, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, welcome to the league type of thing.
Yeah.
It was crazy. The highlight, they showed it, the whole play, but the shot. Like the shot went away.
Cut it off.
What's up? Where's the shot at, man?
You got to show the brick. You got to be real about it. It sucks, though, because, that could have been his chance for his only points, like, up here. But they did say that he's going to go to the G League and he'll be back and forth. But they're taking him on this road trip, and this road trip goes through Cleveland. So I feel like in the hometown, there'll be another Bronny sighting, maybe another 3 minutes. And after that, then he'll go down to the G League. But Strizzy, I wanted to get your perspective. Like, do you think that the Lakers are kind of wrong for doing it like this and wasting that roster spot, or do you like it?
I've never liked it, but I will say it was really dope though. Like as much as like, we're all parents, you know what I'm saying? Like how dope would it be for you to be able to do something like that with the, son or our daughters, you know what I mean? Like so I thought that was actually, that when seeing them get into the game together and you can see Bron like legitimately trying to play it off cool, even though you could tell he was just like, you could tell he was overwhelmed with emotion too. Because he's proud, right? He's proud. He should be proud. All that fun stuff, but like we've been talking about for months, and I was saying like Bronny is not very good, man. Like, he's got a lot of developing to do, and that's even assuming that he can develop into an actual NBA player. He does look lost out there, when he's playing defense. You know what I'm saying? Like he just doesn't look comfortable at all. You know what I mean? And I think that's a big deal. I don't know if G League started yet. I know sometimes it's a little bit different.
I don't think it has started yet, actually.
Yeah, so I think that's also a reason why he hasn't gone down yet. But I almost imagine like after that first game, if it was, he would have been there already. Like, all right, man, good, congratulations, slap on the butt. We'll see you if we actually need you. But yeah, like to take up a roster spot for what Bronny currently brings is, kind of I won't say it sucks, but they could use it, elsewhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
His contract, he getting 4 points something, right? Mil.
Yeah, he got a 4-year guaranteed deal. It's like
so even though you go to G League, you stick at that your man, you stick at your money.
Yeah.
Oh, so he don't care. He don't care.
He's like, I'm set up. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm good.
It's kind of hard to explain too, because some people don't realize like that's LeBron's son and all that. But it's a difference because it's hard for him to be good and work hard because LeBron came from the mud. LeBron probably didn't eat some nights. You know what I'm saying? LeBron came from a single parent household. His mom working hard. He trying to get his mom out of the hood. He lived in Akron, Ohio. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Bronny, you lived in Miami. You know what I'm saying? You lived in LA. You got everything you want. It's hard for him to get that fight to work hard, stay in the gym. Because at the end of the day, if I don't make it, I'm still good. So it's like it's hard for him to get that. You know what I'm saying? But like I said earlier, Gilbert Arenas' son. His dad retired a little earlier then, and so he was in his life a little bit more. His parents not together, and I'm saying got a little turmoil going with his parents, so he has that little fight to get better to fight. You know what I'm saying? So it's a difference between how you get, So it's kind of hard for Bronny and Carmelo's son to even like do it. You had the best trainers, but your dads came from nothing to get where they at. So it's hard for y'all to get that same grit, you know what I'm saying? And it's not their fault. We happy they doing well. They came up better than them. That's the whole point. But it's hard for them to be good. Like even Michael Jordan kids, it's hard for them to get that fight and do that. You know what I'm saying? So
no, I agree totally. And he could be there. Yeah, exactly, man. He's born on third base. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's good. But the fact is, like you said, like it does take a little bit extra motivation. Like, where are you going to find that drive from to actually stay and be good? And they've already talked about, Bronny, he could switch up. He could be a YouTuber, you know what I'm saying? A streamer, doing all kinds of different things like that and be totally fine. Even without his dad's help, now that he's where he's at, obviously still would be because of his name, but he's got lots of options, besides being in the NBA, but that's still pretty cool to be able to fulfill that dream as well. Anthony Weston said that's why I would play a different sport so that you get kind of, a separate, which I think that's like Patrick Mahomes, right? I think his dad played baseball, and then he's football. So kind of cool, but you're not having that direct comparison. So that's pretty dope. All right. Update real quick on the Dodgers Yankees. It's now 5-4. The Dodgers clawing their way back with 2 runs at the top of the 5th. So, you know what I'm saying? They might want to just go ahead and end this thing now.
That's the goal. Bump that. Just get it
right. Done. One other thing
might not be safe though. It might not be. They in New York. It might not be safe. Go ahead and let them win the game, dog.
For real. Oh my gosh. The New Yorker fans are probably pissed off for sure. But I did want to talk about this one too, real quick. I'm gonna pull this up really quick if you guys can see this one, the Dwayne Wade statue. And I know this is your boy, Strizzy. This is your boy. What did you think of the D Wade statue?
What's the word I'm looking for? Perfect moment, because that was like one of like moments they still show to this day. But like That's not D Wade. That's Lawrence Fishburne, dog. Like, that ain't D Wade, bro.
Right.
Like, and why are we still making copper statues, man? Like, we got so much other things we can do. Like, I've seen better things produced from 3D printers. You know what I'm saying? Like, and they have giant 3D print. Like, there's so many other things that they could use going forward than
True, like make a real make like a not like a wax figure, but like a real thing, right? Like a lifelike thing.
Exactly. Like you could almost lifelike. I'm like, who developed this? Like, and why did it go so wrong? Because I actually saw like the pre stuff for it, right? Like before it becomes like a bronze copper statue, and it looked legit. It looked like Kobe's did before his got done. Like, so I don't know how they even got this. Like, who?
But you know, his and Kobe's get done at the same time. It's they did an interview about Dwayne Wade. He was saying how he was going back and forth when he go check on his.
Yeah.
Kobe was getting done too at the same time. But it just, I felt different about it when I seen that he was going looking at it. It's his fault. It wasn't a surprise to him. It's his fault because, like I said, if you look at it, you can see they were trying to get to the point where they were trying to make it D Wade, but I think the jawline is way too big. I think that the jawline came in a little bit slimmer. It might have been perfect, but it just his head is way too big and the jawline is way too big. You can see the mouth and the eyes look like D Wade, but this part is like way too big. I don't understand why it was even doing that. But like I said, D Wade was like he was fine with it. He was fine with it, so I guess it's gonna be. I don't know, man. He's a different guy.
I feel like he had to be fine with it because, like you said,
it would have been out.
He was probably just happy that he was getting one or whatever. But like, man, it's horrible. Oh no,
it's not even close, man.
Like you said, it's just the bottom half of his face. It's too big. Like he looked like he about to go save Neo in the Matrix. I guess.
Right.
And that's a statue is a forever thing. Like you gotta get that right, man. Like you gotta. The way you gotta have people come in and say, hey, what y'all think about this? So what was happening? They said this guy, he always kind of mess up on these things. Even on like Hall of Fame bus, we see a lot of those kind of mess up a little bit. It's just a head. You get that fixed. They did a whole, you know what I'm saying? That just don't look like that's a whole fill statue. Like that's weird.
I know.
So, I don't know, man.
I know it's not. I was gonna say I agree with y'all like wholeheartedly. Like it's just crazy, but I know it's not easy thing to do. I'm sure, you know what I'm saying. Like, and maybe too, like things have come. Like seriously, like you were saying, like we have so much technology, like we have so much cool stuff where maybe we don't appreciate the art of like a bronze statue anymore because we're just like, is that it? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. But Stephanie said, why do they keep asking this guy for real? Like it's like I don't know, but. Marcus, you made a great point though. Like if he was going and approving it and stuff, and he knew he wasn't surprised, then I guess that's cool. But it's like for me, that's what kind of was weirder about Kobe's, which is like it was dope, but it's like a little bit different where it's like he's never got to see it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So would he have liked it or not? I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
But, and sometimes when you're doing things like this, like there's got to be someone from like the artsy side of like the Miami Heat organization who should have came out and been like, nah.
You would think.
You know what I'm saying? Like, nah.
Like we got to try again.
This.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you got to fix this. Like,
but they might have been like, hey, we got to do this. You know what I'm saying? Like it's tomorrow night. Something he's like still trying to fix it up or something.
I wonder how much those things cost, though. I'm gonna look that up and see how much a statue even costs.
I'm not paying until I'm satisfied.
Kelly said, "Give me a hologram. That'd be dope. The holograms they do are dope. Like, we should have some stuff like that where it'd be like some kind of a box where it's like all like you know what I'm saying, something crazy like that would be cool because we definitely have the technology." Anthony
you can even put the hologram light in the ground and surround it with like something steel so it can't be broken into, with the hole at the top of that like thing, and just decorate it dope, right? So that it's still emulates the light outward, because people get stupid and start stealing stupid stuff. Which is probably why the statues are this way, because they're heavy and or hard to mess with. But there are so many different things where they'd be able to knock out a hologram and still be dope. They'd be able to move, you know what I mean? Because holograms can actually move nowadays.
Right.
You'd be able to talk. It's just so many things that these holograms can do now. Like I think that could be a much better idea.
Yeah, for sure. I'm gonna try to see if we can Google how much it costs, man. I don't know if they're gonna say, but I do want to find out. But yeah, that one was kind of tough. So
they'll probably give you a ballpark or something crazy. They won't give you
let's see. I think that was all for basketball, though. I mean, there has been some cool stuff so far. It's so early in the season, nothing too crazy going on. But I am encouraged by the Lakers as
Is
well.
it also weird that he did it this early too in the season?
The jersey thing. I mean, the statue thing.
Like it seemed like
I
it was kind
know.
of early too.
I was wondering that too. I was going to ask you, Strizzy, did you know if there was any like significance to the date or anything like that? Because sometimes like they do it, a certain thing, or I don't know.
No, not that I know of. In all honesty, I have no clue.
Oh my gosh. Mom said Lawrence Fishburne for sure. Unc said that does not look like D-Wade, but Anthony Weston cracking me up. He said like Nipsey Russell Tin Man from The Wiz. Yo, have y'all The Wiz actually? It does look like the Tin Man from The Wiz.
Yeah,
that was my favorite for sure. Anthony said too much. That's how much for sure. How much they did. But no, that was some good stuff. I think the only other things going right now, I mean, we have college football, which it was kind of a quiet week. Most of the favorites won. There weren't too many upsets. I was really disappointed in Missouri. They lost to Alabama 34-0. They didn't even put up a point on Alabama. Texas barely escaped Vanderbilt. That was actually a better game than it seemed like. And then also Texas A&M beating LSU, but nothing too crazy. Colorado doing their thing still. We want to see where they land, but they're bowl eligible, which is awesome. And definitely doing pretty good, holding their own on the Big Ten side. I think they're 6-2 now. So
they need to calm down with Shedeur should be in a Heisman candidate. Like I said, I hope he does good, but he's not that good either. You know what I'm saying? He's better than Bronny, but it's hard to be that guy, man. They so cocky, it's crazy. Like Shedeur is cool, but he's not that guy, man. It's hard to even.
I know. I agree with you. I want him to be successful. You know what I'm saying? I want him to be dope. I think he's going to benefit from a weaker quarterback class though this year as far as the draft goes.
Yes.
But definitely not like Heisman. He's not putting it up like that.
Yeah, and even I love Travis Henry. Not Travis Hunter. I love him. He's a great player. But bro, I don't think he's gonna get Heisman. Like y'all haven't really played against nobody either. You know what I'm saying? I think he's great and he's gonna be good in the NFL, but if he don't win it, it won't be like a surprise. Like I don't know, but maybe I'm wrong, but I don't know, man. I don't think. Yeah,
it sucks because they already have a better record than they did last year, but their two losses are from the two teams that they should have lost to, right? You know what I'm saying? So it's like you still haven't beat a ranked opponent yet. So it's like I think that's what's really hurting them. And I don't care what nobody say. This is not the 90s. Travis Hunter is not going to be able to play both sides in the NFL. He's just not.
Yeah,
he's already getting beat up now in college, and you look at some of these dudes taking hits and they only play one side of the football. That's not going to happen. Like it, I love Deion, and I think Deion would argue one of the greatest players ever. Not even defensive side. I don't think he could do it now. Everybody's fast. Everyone hits hard. Like from a receiver standpoint, dog. Like you're getting hit by some big dudes nonstop. Like he's not going to be able to do it. He needs to pick a side. And if I'm him, I'm choosing the wide receiver side only because of the money. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But he needs to pick and choose. He needs to stop.
But like Deion did too. Every now and then go in there and do a little play. Deion the same thing. Every now and then do that.
Completely agree with that. Completely agree with that.
But not ever try to play everything.
No, not full time. Like he's putting too many miles on his
body. He ain't gonna last long. Yeah, he ain't gonna last long. He looks good.
He already getting nicks and bruises, dog. Like I don't know. But he's got too many people in his ear saying that he can do it. And I'm like, you need to stop.
We'll see, though, because when he really gets in the NFL, that's either going to be a team that drafts him that thinks that, or, that's when it's going to be settled. They're going to be like, look, dude, we drafted you to do this.
So the Boise State running back, has he been known last year, too? Like, was he known that he's going to be a great running back?
Yeah, so he did really good last year, but he kind of came in as like a dark horse Heisman candidate for sure. Like he was like on the outskirts of the radar, but he even did better than expected this year. Mm-hmm. And he is on track to break Barry Sanders' record. I think he's on track for like 2,300 rushing yards or something crazy like that.
Because everybody's talking about he should go to the Cowboys. So I'm saying if the Cowboys drafted him and they knew he was good, then Jerry not getting certain people. Okay, all right, I see what you're doing, Jerry. But I'm saying he wasn't recognized last year as being that guy. How did you know he was going to be like that? So That's what I was
Actually,
trying to figure out.
no, yeah, I would say even like how Mel Kiper does his like way early thing, like even before the year. Like I'm sure,
Okay.
I think he was like probably either the first, second draft
Okay.
prospect
Okay.
as running backs, like even before coming into
Okay.
this year. So
Okay. Okay. Okay.
yeah, he's definitely a beast. I think he already has like 800 yards and stuff in like 6 games. So, or no, I'm sorry, over 1,000 yards. I mean, already in like
Yeah.
6 or 7 games. So that's crazy.
And multiple touchdowns in each of those too. Like he's just
And like sitting in the second half, like I think he had like 198 yards in the first half of a game like last week or a couple weeks ago, and then just sat the whole second half. So, and the
Crazy.
better Boise State does because they're 6-1. You know, they're ranked. They're kind of being recognized. So the better the team does too, if they make a magical run, I think that would help his Heisman stock too.
yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not like too early for college football, but always like when it comes like October, November, like somebody emerges and like really takes over the Heisman race. I don't feel like we've seen that yet. Like somebody might come out and still become that like lead kind of guy. But it's a weird year for college football. I feel like there's not a lot of dominant players and there's not a lot of dominant teams either. It's like it's kind of up there. So it makes it more interesting for sure.
I think with the new playoff too, and the NIL stuff, it makes these college players like their options are more open, right? Before that, it's just like, nah, I want to. If I'm a top recruit, I want to go to one of the top schools because that's going to give me the best chance to win a championship. Now there's a little more, you know what I'm saying? It's a little easier to